Hey folks, welcome back to another video. You join me in a not so sunny Spain. It's a bit grim out there today, which is alright because most days it's lovely, so it's allowed to rain every now and then. Nice view out there, nice roof terrace in this new Airbnb, but as you can see it's a bit too damp to sit out there today. Got here yesterday. The last Airbnb I was in Margolef was a bit grim actually, dirty, unkept, falling apart properly. Yeah, just not a very nice place to be. This place much nicer. I know, some people won't care about this, but I'm going to show you this next clip because this makes me happy. Look at that for a nice shower. It's got proper jets everywhere. I got a bit of a surprise when I pressed one of the buttons this morning. Went somewhere I wasn't quite expecting. Where's the boy? Oh, he's gone to bed now. He was hiding in the corner, but he's back in his bed. He's really good. He kind of just gets on with going to all these different places. Seems to not bother him at all. Today's video is all about what I carry in my rucksack on my Spanish sport climbing trip. So what I take to the crag each and every day, rucksack's down there. Not an instructional one because obviously it's wet and horrible. I don't really want to be outside getting wet and cold today. So you'll join me in a second, having set up on the tripod and having a little chat about that. So what's in the Spanish sport climbing bag? Might not be the most exciting video in the world, this one, but hopefully it'll fill some minutes if you're in lockdown and all that kind of thing. Back home in the UK or wherever else you might be in the world. First off, might as well mention the bag. I've done a review of this before, but the Black Diamond Creek 50, everything fits in there. My rope's in there, as you'll see in a minute, so it's just a proper workhorse pack that just takes so much abuse. I flipping love it. But as I said, nothing's pre-placed in here, so this, hopefully there's no weird surprises, but it is as it is from when I packed up in Margolef the other day. Rock shoes, they might actually be taken out, these ones. Sadly, that's half good, that one. This one, I don't know if you can see that bit, if it will focus on that, but there's a hole come into them. They might be alright for resoling, but they do tend to bag out across here, so they'll never be as good as they once were. But the good old faithful high angles, I do love those shoes. I'm gutted that they're no longer available as that model. They've changed a lot, the new ones. The replacements for me, the unparalleled TM Pros, properly like an old high ankle. I've only worn these for a few routes so far, so they haven't really stretched yet, so they're quite uncomfortable, kind of in a good way, if that makes sense. Properly stiff, little bit downturned. I think I'm going to love these because they are like a high ankle, to be honest. I'll report back when I've used them a bit more, but I think that's going to be my go-to shoe for a while here. Next up, camera bag. Yeah, that comes with me everywhere. Spare batteries, microphone, obviously it's up there at the moment. Not in the bag, but sometimes, depends what mood I'm in really, whether I take other stuff like the GoPro or the drone. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I told you it might not be the most exciting video. Woolly hat. Even, come to Spain in the winter for the sun and all that kind of stuff, but actually it's too hot in the sun sometimes, so I have been spending quite a lot of time at shady crags because if you're in the direct sun, the holds go a bit sweaty and it's really hard to pull as hard as you want to on small holds when it's in direct sun, so often we are seeking out the shade, even if it's just for those kind of proper red point attempts. So woolly hat, and there's some other warm stuff in there in a minute. Exciting water bottle, although this isn't my water bottle, this one. This is for my Huel. If you're a Huel user, you'll know that you kind of make it in those protein shake kind of things, which are great. It mixes really well. But one too many times I've had a Huel explosion and the lid's come off and it's gone all over my rucksack, QuickDrawers, everything. Gets everywhere. It's like a pretty horrible smelling cement. It's really difficult to clean off. So I've gone for the Nalgene, chuck it in there, give it a shake, jobs are good. Next up, let's go. Oh, that's the Grigri. If you've watched videos before from me, you'll know I'm a big fan of the Grigri for sport climbing. I think it's hard to beat, but I won't waffle on about it for now. The good old cheap QuickDraw. So this one's the Kong Panic. I think again I've done a video on it before. You kind of holds itself open. You put it into a bolt. It snaps shut, and the drawer itself is stiffened, so you get a bit of extra reach, 8 inches or whatever it might be. Clip it in. Clip your rope in, you're away, and you've just made a difficult clip a bit easier, which is nice sometimes. Normally what I'll do is when I climb past it, I'll then swap it for a normal quick draw, because I might want this later on. That's the real reason. So I won't use this on like red point efforts. This is for on sighting really. It does make dogging up a route easier. Sometimes you don't want to use the clip stick. You can just reach a little bit further and pull on the rope and stuff for those dirty dogging tactics. Quick draws themselves, I use Petzl Spirits. I really like them. Nice design, nice to clip. A little bit lighter, which doesn't matter too much on sport, but you know, when you are lugging them around. When I was in Chile, you know, earlier on in the trip, yeah, I have to take sort of 20, so it does add up carrying that in and out every day. But they're just really nice quick draws. I really like them. Just on the theme of that Kong blue light, that panic quick draw. If you do want to extend things for dogging a route, there's loads of ways of doing it. But one option is just to link two quick draws like that, and then you've got what I call a sausage draw. Sometimes you might put an extra one on as well, and then you get that easier to clip for on the hard red point. There's other things to do as well, but that's one way of doing it that I quite like. If I really want to extend something, I have in the past used a sling maybe to extend a lower off or something. I don't think I have on this trip, but it just kind of lives in the rucksack just in case. This quick draw is not really a quick draw at all anymore. It's an old dog bone and snapper, but that's a GoPro mount. So sometimes I'll clip that onto a bolt, put my GoPro on there, angle it right, and you just get a slightly different angle for either stills or videoing. So I quite like that. It's just a bit of a play. I just bodged that as another carabiner within there that just taped around to get that little mount in there. So that's a nice little way of getting a different angle sometimes. Tuna, there's no more food in there, I don't think so anyway, unless something's going mouldy in the bottom, but yeah, a bit of tuna to go with the Huel, not together obviously, as just a calorie top up. I do count my calories because I struggle to eat enough calories if I don't really watch it. There's a bit of tissue paper in there somewhere. You might have seen on my Insta or Facebook that there's a way of lighting that and getting hot tuna at the crag, so check that out if you don't know what I'm on about there. It might not be the healthiest thing, but it tastes delicious. I've been eating quite a lot of pineapple as well as other bits and pieces, trying to eat a little bit more healthy rather than junk. Just out of shot is a bag of donuts, so you know, it's not all pure healthy stuff. Harness, yeah, my Arc'teryx, good old faithful one. I've got a black diamond one with me as well, but I haven't used it yet. I thought this might start to show a bit too much wear, and it's, you know, it is wearing, but there's loads of life still in it, so it's nice to have that black diamond one as a spare. But this is still going strong. On the back of it just lives a screw gate for, you know, cleaning a route at the end of the day, or when you've ticked a project, just sort of stays there, to be honest. Next up, chalk bag, Durston one. This is made by Organic. You get quite attached to things like this, don't you? I like the size of it, I like the colours of it. Little brush for brushing the holes, it's full of chalk, obviously, it's a chalk bag. Next up, big chunky down jacket, because like I said, again, the shade a lot, it gets pretty flipping cold, so I tend to try and take that out so it doesn't get completely squashed all the time overnight. But staying warm means staying happy, and I do really suffer with the cold. I haven't got Raynaud's or anything, but I just feel the cold a lot. I haven't got much sort of fat on me, so I do struggle in that cold weather, so having something good and chunky to put over the top is a nice luxury. And then last but not least, in the main bit is the rope. So I carry it in a rope bag. Obviously that's a bit of extra weight to carry in, but it just makes my life a bit easier. I've got a couple of different ropes, just chuck the one that I want in the bag and it keeps it all nice and compressed. There's a tarp in there and everything as well. Just in the pocket, just because it's handy to keep it there, is the liquid chalk. Use that sometimes when it's hot. Inside this bag, I mentioned this in a previous video, is the Simmons rope that I've been using, 9.5mm one. It's an 80m this one, so I can go shorter for Santa Linea. But it's wearing really well. I've been using it for most of this trip. It's comfy to fall on, it's nice to belay on. You know, what more do you want from it really? As I say, it's wearing nicely, which is key. Proper bargain that at like 100, 110, I can't remember the price off the top of my head, but it's a good price. Going into the front, what else have I got? Gloves for belaying and staying warm, but yeah, I find when you're with someone, they're dogging up a route, as I do as well, and you're hauling on the rope to help them up it and, you know, help them get into position for a move and stuff like that, the rope digs into your fingers quite a lot, and I got sort of a bruised finger, and it took quite a while to heal, and I find using the gloves really helps for that. I haven't got my belay glasses in there because they fell out the other day, but on the same kind of comfort theme, that's really useful as well. About 20 quid from Decathlon, something like that, and make your life a lot easier. Save your neck as you get older. Something for the boy, his little bowl, make sure he stays hydrated throughout the days in his bed now. Just for putting the camera on, or the GoPro, little lightweight Gorillapod kind of thing, rather than the big tripod. I don't take the massive one with me. knee pad that sort of lives in the bag. I don't actually use it that often. It's a Send one, but coming to Santa Linea, there's kind of, it's quite 3D, a lot of it, and there's a bit more opportunity for getting knee bars and stuff like that. So yeah, it's kind of cheating, isn't it? But I'm all for cheating. I love it. That'll hopefully prove useful. I flipping love this thing. I don't very often go to a crag without it, really, sport climbing. Awesome Woody's Fingerboard. It's a mini something or other, I can't remember. Look on their website if you're interested. Very comfy, nicely made. It's probably the nicest board I've ever used. It hangs really nicely, so you can actually use it, and it's quite stable. A lot of boards, you hang them up and they end up going slopey. It's all about this really simple thing here. Others have this design as well, but this is really nice. I like it. Makes warming up at the crag easier to structure, because sometimes you can find a bit of traversing or some jugs to pull up on, but having the sort of set edges to do a 3-finger, you know, a 20mm, whatever, just helps me be a bit more precise in what I do to warm up, that's all. Do you need to have one? No. Are they nice to have? Yes, definitely. You know, it's Spain, it's sunny sometimes, so you've got to have a pair of sunnies in there somewhere, haven't you? TheraBand for warming up goes hand in hand. Every time I climb, I use a TheraBand, whether it's trad in the UK or sport here, I always use it. And the ring, that's just for squeezing to help warm the fingers up a bit as well. I kind of like that in conjunction with the other bits and pieces. A mask, because in Spain, well, like the UK, we have to wear masks, but in Spain we're wearing a mask in any public place really, so as soon as you leave the front door of the house, it's kind of mask on, or just before in fact. So yeah, having a spare in there is handy. Toilet paper, unused, that's for the tuna to spark that up from a hot tuna at the crag. Fork to eat it with, obviously. Dog poo bags. Any dog owner will know that you end up having dog poo bags coming out of your ears. They're in every pocket of every bag and everything. Spare batteries, like for the drone and the GoPro. Bag for the sunnies, a few euros, won't bother getting them out. Some lip stuff, some dog ear drops. If you've got a spaniel, they get infected ears quite often and easily, so that just lives in the rucksack as well in case he gets bad ears while we're out and about. And finger tape, just mostly for prevention of injuries really. If I feel a bit of a tweaky finger coming on, I'll tape it up. Or just being in Margalef, and there's lots of sharp edged pockets and they destroy your finger, so actually just taping up joints and things like that to protect it from the edges just means you can sort of climb for longer, more comfortably really. So there you go, I think that's everything. I don't think I've missed anything out other than the actual water bottle itself that's over there, but I hope that's killed a few minutes for you and kept you entertained for a bit to see what's in the rucksack. Loads of other brands available for all these sorts of things. But that's pretty much what I take with me day in, day out. Only thing I haven't got in there is the guidebook, which is lying around somewhere. Yeah, I think that's about it really. As always, you know, do fire away with any questions if anything piqued your interest within that video, and you know, do us a favour and click the like button, the subscribe button, find us on Insta, find us on Facebook, all those things I ask every time. The support, as always, is just it's exceptional, so thank you very much for that. It's massively appreciated. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Try and do a few more videos. I've been a bit slack on them lately, so keep watching and subscribing and all that, and more videos coming up very soon.